Welcome in, boys and girls. We are playing some cash games here on ACR Poker between 200 NL and 400 NL, whatever's running. So green is going to be 2 and 400. Blue is going to be 600 NL. So we want to win more on the blue ones. Kings, we have 3-bet. Villain has 4-bet jammed. Ace Jack offsuit for 40 bigs, which is actually probably not even that bad in 40 bigs lands. He's fade an ace or a jack on the river though. 7. 6 will do it. We've flopped 2-pair turns. Not great in terms of it just makes it a bit harder for us to get multiple streets of value. And also he can have us beat now. Obviously we block the hands that, because he's unlikely to have ace queen, although it's not impossible. Which means honestly river I'm going to check if I get the opportunity. So I need him to call with like queen 10 or queen 9 or king queen. So I think on that river I do have to check back. Is this check to the river? I guess queen 10 is the only hand that we realistically lose to. I'm going to call to see if he just has queen 10 basically. This guy's like super right. I think he's a bot honestly. And queen 10 should just barrel turn. Yeah. Not the flop I was after with king queen. Ace, I guess we'll have to bluff him. The small bets is fine. I would have bluffed on a spade, but now I think we give up. Kind of want to call, to be honest. I can't. But I want to. Just what are you wrapping here, man? I guess jack 9 of spades. Okay. Here's a bit of an awkward one. We have 4 bets against this guy's small 3-bet that he's been doing a lot. Bet him really small on flop. Gonna check turn. Might just have to fold turn against aggression. Unless he's gonna start hammering like... Don't know. I think we just have... I mean, against that size, probably just call. And expect to lose. But we've got some... I mean, can he ever do this with like jacks or 9s or something? There's a chance a fish will. Maybe we see a snap jack from jack. I would imagine. Unless he just gives up something like king queen suited. I really want to call now, but I have just the shittest hand in combo for it ever. Called 4-bet all in with queens here. I don't know it. Nah, this feels like a thing. Feels kind of a natural hand to do it with. Queens and ace king in these positions. Yeah, we're going to start putting money in, basically. I'll put as much money as I can. I want to increase the stakes and put more money in. I also want all the players. I want you to call. I want you to raise. I want you to call. And then the turn to be the 8 of clubs. I mean, if it does go fold, 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 it's not the end of the world. Because at the end of the day, we've got jack high. So we just won a nice little pot with jack high. Very reasonable flop here against a fun player. Just going to try and get all of it if it runs out clean. Do I want to... Yeah, I'm just going to hope he has, like, king X. He still has a shitload of king X, so... I'm just going to bet big and shove. I don't think I can shove the queen of hearts to the jack of hearts. King of hearts not a relevant blocker as well. If it's a heart, we'd rather have the ace of hearts. Oh, well, that's nice of him. Just need to fade an ace. Very nice of him. He's got a straight, chaps. Better go all in with a straight, you know. Another bomb pot, and I have trips this time. Always a little bit scary, but... I'm going to go for the check. I think this is probably, like, I think 9-6, 9-7 make good checks for a couple of reasons. First of all, obviously, we can have the worst hand, but we also, like, the 7 will block some continues and some outs. This is just a weird size. This guy, I don't know, I'm just not the biggest fan of. I hope he doesn't jam river, though, if everyone folds. Be the 7 of clubs. That'll be by far the best river. Okay, the ace protects us now. He should never have ace-x with that size. Can I have a jam and try and get him off a chop here? This is super weird. Am I going to bluff this hand? I also really want to see what he's got for the big size in, to be honest with you. And maybe I should jam. Yeah, I think he just has a draw most of the time. Maybe I can bet in case he wants to call something like that, which I don't think he should, but picking up the aces. Range bet on this board's fine. King, queen, 6. Overbet turn seems pretty good. Seems pretty standard here. As many as 700. No, that's enough flush draw. I'm going to check, and then I might raise. Probably roll for whether I'm going to check raise or not. Yeah, versus small bet, I might just raise, get a bit more money in. Versus big bet, which is what you should be doing. I'm on a high roll, so we'll check raise that one. I got like 50% size in, just because we're raising some 8x. Not like we're completely polar here. And yeah, we'll check, and you're just going to check call mode now, I guess. We want him to bluff any potential like king queen floats, you know, like king queen with a diamond, like king queen of spades, stuff like that, which you should have. You know, we'll call, and then depending on size, and call most non-diamond rivers. Yeah, that does stop him from bluffing, you know, like king queen and stuff, but yeah, king queen, jack 8. Okay, the turn bet's not very good, but going to 3-bet the 8s. So this one's interesting. I guess we do just bet here with this hand. I always bet at least half pot here, so I'm going to go half pot on this texture. Solver bet's bigger, like 3/4, but I think half pot is fine. Is 8s in there always, though? Because it feels kind of thin for value. I mean, I guess he has some hands that want to continue that's worse, but not like he has, like, infinite. We open. It's check to the river here. I'm just going to bluff. Probably go half pot, actually, rather than a third. Not because I think it's going to make a difference to this guy's range, but just because like with a queen, I think I won about half pot. Alright, we are all in with ace-king. Please don't have aces or kings, so. Okay. No blue cards. I'll do. I wasn't really, like, super thrilled about that. He's got a 90% fold to 3-bet and a 0% 4-bet. 6s, flops, sets, boys. He's gonna basically try and go for it all against a potential wreck. He can have some, like, ace, queen of hearts, ace x of diamonds, ace king, obviously. I'm just gonna check raise, bet this, and jam every non-diamond river. And the ace of diamonds. Here's interesting in a bump pot. I think if I bet, I want to start bluffing it and then bluff later streets. And I think I should just do this. I pussy out too much of bluffing and semi-bluffing and stuff in a bomb pot because everyone's uncapped. Like, you can't, to bluff, you don't really want draws in a way. Like, it's better to block some hands. So, like, blocking 2-pair or sets or whatever. So, like, bluffing with part of the board actually makes some sense. Especially on, like, a turn like this where we can now get some queen x and 8x and stuff like that to fold. So I think betting this on flop is okay, and then potentially multi-barreling it. We'll take the 2 of spades though. Deal. The problem is now, like, we just, you know, we've let people realize their equity for 2 cards, and now we just never win with this hand. So when we check it back on the flop, we're not really looking to check down with showdown. We're looking to check down with effectively a 2-pair or trips draw, which isn't a very strong draw, if that makes sense. So, should probably start bluffing this on the flop. I might have actually folded a 10 there. Even as a rack, I don't expect him to be bluffing that much. Low roll, so I'm going to check here. I'll check again, I think. Very side call the river. I don't think he has that much for value that actually wants to bet small on turn and then river. Probably like queen jack with the queen of spades. I think king queen with a spade will end up just betting. Or like king x with a spade, I'll just bet flop. So I'm going to call here. Hands I expect to lose to, basically jack 10, jack 9, jack queen with a spade. Yeah, told you. I'm going to call 4 here. I think we can probably fold, but I expect Big Stealer to 3-bet slightly wider too, because under the gun is a rack. So I expect his range to be ever so slightly wider, which means mine can be ever so slightly wider. So ace queen suited is going to be in there just pure. Little calls, and alright, roll in then. What do I want to do? I guess just range bet, so we'll quarter pot in position. We block so much good stuff here. I don't think he should have king queen either. It's actually so hard for him to have a hand that wants to just... It's so hard for him to win on that board because he can't have the nut flush draw. He's not likely to have ace king, and we block it. We block aces, which is a possibility. Kings, I think we hear from pre-flop in that dynamic. I'm going to jam here. Let's roll. Yeah, we're just going to go 20. Here we'll flop pretty well. We're going to bet big on this board. Block a combo of ace queen, which is something. Nines is possible. We are going to... What we're going to do size-wise? Probably just quarter with range. Here we get check raised. I don't like this hand as a 3-bet. Especially blocking king 8 and 10-8 suited. That's the nut. We now have the nut. Here, I guess we just continue to bet. And he goes for a big bet, which is nice. I'm not going to have any raises on this turn. Just be a card lower than the 10. That's not an 8. Because you can definitely have pocket 8. Problem is, we're going to have a lot of ace king now. He can't have king 8 either. I don't think I can jam this river for value. I don't really know what to do here. I'm going to check because I'm confused. And here we're going to jam. And I don't really know what bluffs are going to be. They'd have to be like ace 10. Ace 10 of diamonds. I can't do anything but jam here. Yeah, so that's going to happen. And then this is going to happen. So we win both pots, which is nice. The ace king, it just feels like a little too thin to jam. And this one, I think even his values, it's so hard to find like super obvious bluffs that I think most of his value is just going to fold there. Like, I think pocket 8s can bet fold there. Because he has king 10 there, which I would assume that he should be betting small with it because the river, like his value range, he wants to be able to bet more than just king 10 plus. So I don't think he can just start betting pot and shoving. Yeah, two really interesting hands, actually. So we peel a 4-bet here. He snap 4-bet under the gun versus button. Kind of weird to see a check because I still think he should range bet here. Our hand just wants to check back. And I don't think I'm ever going to turn this into a bluff at SPR of 2. Well, the good news is we turn a set. The bad news is the board. I still think I just want to put money in, so we will. I mean, can I even fucking bet here for value? I'm going to, but... In terms of as well, what I think he has, like aces, ace king, do they even call? Am I going to check this back like an absolute stone? What if he's got jack? I don't think he ever has jacks. I think he just bets jacks. I'm going to check this one back. I also want to see his cards as well, what he thought about with. Fucking hell. Oh, I don't have enough money. GG. We got 3-bet here by this guy. I'm going to run it. Maybe there's a world where he folds. If he just call... I don't want him to have a higher flush draw, but if he has an overpower, we're flipping anyway. So I guess we run this one. Yeah, that's fucking so bad. 5, 6, or 7. Oh, drill it. Drill it. Get wrecked. Bomb pot here as well. We have got second pair. Yeah, I might call turn with this hand. Should go check pretty often, I think. Even King X just never checks back though, does it? This is actually a really awkward one. Not against that size. In case he has something like 10-8, Jack-8. I think we have to call versus that size. I actually really like this size on this turn. Even though it's double flush draw on a bomb pot, I think this makes a lot of sense. And then we basically need this to go check. And him to have something like Jack-8. Ace-8 is possible. Something like... I think 9-10 Jack should favor check back. Maybe not in these positions. And then because I will have some weak King X here, I just don't need to call this hand, I don't think. Yeah. That was 9 deuce offsuit, by the way, chat. I'm on a very high roll, so I'm going to jam versus cut off, which I'm pretty sure is going to be GTO. I don't love it, though. Maybe he's just a stain. I don't know. I really don't know what to do anymore with fucking cash games, man. I don't know if going all in with jacks is an absolute torch. I actually think going all in with jacks is just a torch. Fucking drill it. Hold. Yeah, I'm going to 3-bet here. 5, 6 suited. On a very high roll. You take your time, buddy. Also, a tank call. And then we're just... I mean, we're rifling this one off. I'm just wondering the best way of doing it. Again, like, I'm not sure if we're just range betting here. So I feel as though, like, bigger bets is probably GTO. The problem is, first of all, we can get raised on this board, bluff raised by better. And second of all, when we do go for a slightly bigger size in, I've got a draw. I'm all in. It's just fucking just, yeah, all right, mate. I've got fucking 6 high, you bellend. Congratulations. I've overcalled 8-9 off it. A bit sketch, but... Oh, what a fucking river that is. Yeah, I'm going to do this, bet 3-bet for the times he has pocket 8s. I guess 7s is really annoying to see here, actually. Maybe I should just bet bigger. You'd love to see this. Oh my god, look at this. Just have pocket 8s. Actually, just have whatever you want as long as it's not 8-9. Oh, you fucking love to see it. Look at that. It's a 1.2k pot. Jesus, boys. I nearly didn't stream today because I'm really tired and really couldn't be asked. You love to see it. What a ridiculously disgusting river that was. Pretty reasonable flop here. I am going to check. I think check, call, and make sure we see a river. Seems like a good strategy with this hand. And then, then when it goes brick, brick, it's a bit like, ugh. I might end up calling down anyway, and hopefully, you know, on brick rivers, you can bluff some like 10 jacks and stuff like that. The queen's really shite here. It's too thin for us to bet for value. But it feels so bad to just check fold. All right. Obviously a queen river. Obviously. Of course it was. An offsuit queen. Of course it fucking was. This is a really awkward one with those jack suited pre, I think. Maybe 4-bet is just better than call. I think he might 3-bet a little bit wider with this guy being a wreck. I guess float, but I'm not really happy with it. And then it's just very sigh. We need to see bet check, I think. Or like 10% on river. Or just the ace of hearts. I mean, even then, he can still have ace queen. In terms of where we are in range, we should never fold river. I don't like having the jack, because like jack 10 suited, stuff like that. Okay. I'm going to check back for 2 reasons. 1, I'm a little bitch. And 2, because I kind of want to see his cards. Like, is he really calling kings here? And we chop with other ace-x? I would imagine. Yeah, because this hand is actually pretty interesting as well. I guess we can have some bluffs. But he shouldn't really, like, have anything that isn't kings plus here. So, like... King Queen just isn't good enough to bat, yeah. Maybe he folds that, if I should. Seems like a good board to mix on with this hand. Seems like one of the worst hands with value betting. I think half part is a pretty reasonable size on this texture. And then... I don't think I want to polarize on turn, so I can have some big bets as well as over bets. I'm going to go for the check this time. And the 8 is, yeah, brings in some like 8-9, I guess. Kind of thin, this bet. I think he can still have queen jack. We kind of need him to pay us off with like 10-9 or like ace-9, something like that. And I think I'm going to call this with the 10. I think a 10 is a good blocker. I don't think he really does this with... Yeah, we block both straight. So I think if we're going to have a hand to bet call, queen 10 makes the most sense. I don't think he's going to... have 8-9 in this line for this size. Just let's hope he actually has bluffs. Nice. Look at that. Should be. I'm even going to get rid of the label. When we have queen 10, it's actually so frustrating if we see a better hand. I really like his check raise bluff, by the way, for what it's worth. This table has died around me. Right, jacks we defend versus 3-bets. We are going to call on the flop. Probably side call on the turn and then make a decision on river. Jack of hearts wouldn't go amiss. Is there any merit to value betting here? Not much. The only bad cards are an offsuit, ace, or a king. In terms of getting value, it's hard. I think ace queen is a much better value bet. So you bet 10% on flop, so I might have some... I definitely have some like ace, jack of hearts and stuff. So versus check, we'll bet because we have some pretty... obvious bluffs, and then I will cry versus check jam. I just bet fold here versus check jam. What size do I want to go? I guess something like this. Problem is, like, yeah, I mean, then our value is just going to be pocket 10s and pocket 9s, as in hands that we bet call, and the nut flush as well, which we can have a reasonable amount. But this hand is, I mean, it's one of the worst hands I value bet, come to think of it. So should be good when he calls. Indeed, we got lucky to beat our jacks against 5-6 suited. Seeing this guy got tagged as a big net, and he's 4-bet. I don't think he's 4-bet bluffing. I think he's 4-bet hand that he's got. Oh, okay. Just even Tank calls it off. I mean, braver man than me with jacks against this dude. Fucking hell. How many aces and kings are in this deck? Jacks are good on second run out. Always. Now, it's interesting what I want to do here, because if I start overbetting this and then overbetting rivers, I have way too many bluffs. I think I'm going to check. Yeah, I think I'm going to check. I don't know if it's better to just overbet this and then, you know, overbet turn and overbet river with this hand, or if we just want to do it with, like... I'm actually going to call against this size. Unblocking the broadways, I think, is good. Okay, so he really shouldn't be betting that thin. Because when I bet big on the flop and then I check the turn, it doesn't matter how often you think you've got the best hand with King 8 there. You need to get called by a worse hand. And he's not going to expect me to call with fucking 8-6. So, and even if he is, he blocks that. Not on an 8. Please don't have pocket 10. Oh my god, you guys can't even see it. Fuck me. God, I'm a tit. So the guy limp raises under the gun. Check, check, flop. Bet small turn, bet small river. We're going to shove. I hope he doesn't have 10s or random 4-5 suited. Still, really nice river. Very easy decision. I'm on a low roll, so I'm going to call. I don't know if raises is particularly good with this hand, because there's not a lot that folds on flop. It'd have to be a multi-barrel hand. So maybe just at a very small frequency. Yeah, no, we just have to bet this river. And yeah, I guess we go pot, right? Just slam dunk bet. And he's going to have some Jack X here as well, but we block 10-9 and Jack 9 if he has those. Excuse me, we block Jack 10 and Jack 9 suited if he has those. And seeing the jam is actually so fucking weird. I guess Ace Jack is specifically the only hand he can have. Kings wouldn't even make sense here. I mean, I've got 10 high, so... It's very... You don't see bluffs like this often as well, because I'm basically saying I have a Jack on nothing. And so he'd be bluffing into a range of trips plus for value, which just seems... Right, limp and a 5x. This is really annoying with a hand like Jacks, but obviously still want a 3-bet for value. It just gets like kind of nonsense between us now. Pretty reasonable flop, one would assume. I'm actually just going to go full 2/3 here and obviously get it in. Shouldn't have many hands that beat us, bar queens maybe if he flats queens. Aces maybe. And then jam turn. Unless he's a fish and has like 5-6 suited or something. Which he shouldn't have for calling 14 bigs probably. But... Well, he shouldn't have for 5x, and I don't think. But... Yeah, need to fade the snap call, but we don't really want to see the snap fold either. But I'll tell you what, a snap fold is better than a snap call. Okay. I've got a good feeling about pinging a 10 here. Deuce for deuce. Gonna need to be on the turn. Check. So, I'm going to assume he just has ace-king here. We did ping a 10, though. I mean, I don't think he's going to call anything realistically. Do I want to, like, try this? Yeah. I guess jacks is technically a possibility, but... Oh, hello. Deuces flops boats, apparently. I'm on a very low roll, and he's gone for the really big bet, so we'll just call here. Could be a good card. I don't expect him to have that many ace-x, to be honest. I still think this, you know, we can bluff some like 5-6 and stuff like that. Jacks would suck. Yeah, I guess we just bet and then cry when he jams. He doesn't jam, nice. Ace 10, bit of a weird sizing choice. I guess with the ace of hearts, he's got some future stuff, but turn was amazing, actually. I really didn't think the turn was that good for us overall. I thought when he bets big, he doesn't have that many ace-x and can now actually have the best hand with ace 3 and aces. But pretty good turn. Yeah, I feel as though starting to bluff this hand is okay. We don't really give a shit about getting check raised because we can just fold this hand. It's not really good. It's not really a hand we're bothered about realizing equity with. So I think bet folding this hand is okay. The ace is actually probably not that great a card. You can have some ace-king and stuff like that. Ace-king and ace-queen of like clubs are just very much in his range. I guess 10s would make some sense for him to have. 9s, 10s. Yeah, and then that's just one of the worst rivers in the deck in case he has something like King, Queen of Hearts, which I think should just be a bet or check raise, but... Like, okay, pick a bluff here that 3-bets, check calls the flop, and then bets the river. It's such a shit, and it's such an annoying run out when you have this type of hand. Like, yeah, he gets to bluff us a lot if we're folding an ace. What can he even have as a bluff, like, realistically? This one is interesting. We'll probably continue. I just wonder if we ever check raise this hand. I think I like this as a bet. Ooh, not on the jack, because we just don't have jack-X. I guess if we're going to bet now, we should shove. And I think checking now. Yeah. I kind of like the idea of bluffing turn and river. The jack's a really horrible river. I still have flushes, but I can't bet ace queen and ace king on the off chance, you know, on the occasions that we flat ace king. If that's like a deuce, then I think bet makes a lot of sense. Yeah, it's going to be checking this one down, I think. I have just such an amazing call down hand. I just don't know if this guy is going to bluff. I'm going to call and then just see probably the nuts. Yeah, I block queen jack. I block the nut flush. That's the second time, by the way, I've had a spot where it's gone queen queen and they've just happened to have a queen when I happen to block their queen X on the strongest hand. All right, I'll take that turn. I'm actually going to raise here, even against a tighter player. I don't love it, but the problem is so many rivers change the action. I think that the best thing to do is to try and get value from king 10, jack 10, stuff like that now. And then obviously we have easy check back on this river. Stuff like this, it just pisses me off that a guy is just like fucking just played his hand badly and then it's come. So not only has it come a 10 on the turn to give me top, it's then come a diamond on the river. So it has to come offsuit 10, then a diamond. Obviously, I've not lost that much, but it's like, just fucking brick the turn, let him bet, and I'll fold. Instead of making me lose another 13 big blinds with top pair, top kicker. It's so unlikely to happen. Yeah, easy call. I guess we lose to king 10 pretty often. Have jack 10. Thank you. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate that. Very easy call in position with ace queen suited. Not the greatest of flops. Not the flop I wanted to see, but it's not the worst. We're doing a lot of betting versus check. The question is, does this hand merit from betting? And I don't think so, no. One, we want to realize and not get check raised. Two, we don't really have fold equity, direct fold equity on the flop against better hands, with the exception of maybe ace king, which can probably check call. And then, is there something to be said to keep in hands like king, queen, and ace, jack? I don't know, but I think check back is fine. And then check back the turn and river, top pair, top kicker. And easy call. And hopefully he doesn't have kings or aces. Nice, ace, jack. So there we go. We kind of keep in those hands. I am in two minds because of the egregious sizing. Do they ever do this egregious sizing with aces? I need to know. Right, this person is a stain. I'm going to assume this is ace king because of the sizing, but if they do this with aces as well, then this is an absolute torch. They do it with kings. Give me an ace. I absolutely deserve the ace for you being such a stain. Fuck, I would usually fold there as well, I think. I think I would usually find the fold there. Yeah, absolute fucking waste of oxygen, this person. So, results, boys. The results are sexy today. Look at that. $1,900 I won today. How fucking good is that? So, this is filtered for basically all of hands that I played that I V-pipped today, and that the pot was above 9 big blinds. So it's not just like raise and take kind of thing. So there's 82 in terms of the amount of hands that we played today. Only 1,000 hands, and then so we V-pipped 82 where the pot was above 8 big blinds basically. Right, I go for the check raise here on a very high roll. It is mainly calling this hand, but sometimes raising. I go for the check on the turn. It is indifferent on this turn. Villain bets half pot, we call, and then we check the river, and he checks back with jack 8. Queens, we actually pure call in this spot. This was well interested in this hand. Holy shit, I forgot about this one. So villain checks, which I want to see is it if it's a thing. I check back. The turn comes a queen. We can do any... It's not really got this small bet. It's got like 75%. Or like 50%. 50% makes more sense. And then we do check back on this river. Surely, yeah, I was going to say, he should range better because it's just far too good for him. So it's kind of just a nonsense spot in GTO land. But let's see when it comes to Queen of Heart and he checks. Let's say we bat the turn. We now have quarter pot and villain calls. When the river's the 8 of hearts, he might just donk jam. Yeah, of course he fucking does. Yeah, queens is a pure check back anyway. Funny how we've got these underpairs sometimes, like 7's all in. Right, I'll see you when I see you. Thanks for watching, guys.